Early in the morning.
What's going on, the people? It's your boy Cam, Topical Juice. It's Saturday. It's another episode of Love Island. Friday night's episode, yesterday's episode. I didn't watch the episode till just now, but I watched Nicole's, Sarah's and Fred's videos yesterday. And so I knew what to expect. And seeing everyone's opinions about what Callum got up to, boy. I don't think I should talk too much still. But anyway, guys, let's get into this video, man. Like the video, hit the bell to be notified for me. Please press that subscribe button for me. All of that. The episode starts here with after the coupling. Callum chose Georgia, and you can tell she ain't happy. And I can't lie, yeah. Similar with the Georgia and Anton situation. I definitely predicted this. Like I said time ago, that she ain't really that interested. In fact, it was the very first day they started to get together. I said she prefers Toby, and now Tom's coming and she prefers Tom. And I don't. Georgia ain't serious, bro. She's got a guy here who's put all his eggs into her basket. Excuse me. He's sweet to her. She just seems to bounce around between people she's got a fling with. The metaphor she gave was actually spot on. She understands. So it means that she's sharp enough to clock that these people that she's attracted to, the Toms, the Tobys, they're like your coffee, your espresso coffee. You get that hit, it's a great rush, but then you come crashing down real quick because reality hits. My man Callum is like a brewing tea, slow and steady. One of the ones, the marathon ones. She's conscious of that, but then she'll consciously, I don't know, or she'll just choose to go with other these men. I don't know, she ain't serious, and you can tell she ain't really happy with my man. Chris is just and ahhing, being bare dramatic, and that was probably top 3 worst speeches that you can give. It was god awful. All he was doing was just talking about how, yeah, he was really making it seem that my man was a victim and Arabella had just done him so wrong, and he opened up and oh my god, I've opened up to a girl and about all my humour and like, come on, bro. And just for her to throw it back in your face, and nah, you're not a victim, man. I think Chris needs to get over himself a little bit. And he was just dragging it, and he ends up picking Kaz, and Kaz is like, me? What? And then Kaz straight up tells him that was really rude. You embarrassed her up there. And Kaz is too trill. And this is why they can't bring in anyone for her. She's just too real. She's too real for the villa. These are just fugazi, fake ass motherfuckers. Yeah, anyway, Toby then saves the day with a nice speech about Arabella, picks Arabella. Anton picks Georgia H. It would have been a statement if he picked Lib. I really wish he would have done that, but obviously him and Liv, I don't think they have like any chemistry or whatever. Yeah, it was a nice little speech. Georgia H was grateful, but there's still going to be nothing there. I think Anton's just hoping that because they're sharing a bed that something might blossom. And then Mitch and Liv speak, and Mitch, again, his is probably another top 3 worst speeches, because my man, Mitch is full of complete shit. The guy is a clown, the guy is dishonest. He acts like he doesn't care about what people think, but he is. He's super sensitive. He just starts talking about how he doesn't want to get to know anyone else, and yeah, it's just like looking in the mirror when I see this person. And Josh is just creasing, and I was with Josh on that one. Josh was literally crying his eyes out, and Alan were creasing. Mitch wasn't feeling it, wasn't feeling the laughter and whatnot. He's just a liar, man. He's a liar. We all know he doesn't fancy Liv, he doesn't feel Liv, and yet I don't know. It's bollocks. And then he's the one that ends up breaking up with her, basically. God forbid. Anyway, Kaz gets reminded of Tyler, that Tyler's trash. She actually, I mean, Kaz, I'm kind of looking at you funny. Like, how did you ever think that you and Tyler were ever naturally gravitating towards each other? I mean, I think she probably thought that because there genuinely is absolutely no one here for her except her ex. But my man chose Hannah. You know what I'm saying? So, what are we doing here? And I think, Kaz, let's be real. If this is the wake-up call you needed, then so be it. But man said, again, I said this from the moment he walked in, he ain't got no interest in you. So it doesn't matter. Yeah, whatever. Let's just wrap that up. G thinks that Tom would have picked her, and she was genuinely hoping that he would pick her as well. The next morning comes around, yeah, and Anton's basically explaining how he's confused because Georgia H was like, oh, we're moving too fast, etc., etc., but they've only kissed once. So they kissed once with that awkward breath spray moment. They haven't kissed since. It's not really moving that fast, is it? It's just not. And this just goes off the back of what I was saying yesterday. If she fancied Anton and she had that butterflies, that excitement, that flirtatiousness, whatever, that genuine just attraction or whatever, she wouldn't be feeling like this. And if anything, she'd be like, oh, she'd probably be saying they're moving too slow. Do you know what I'm saying? Molly and Toby speak, and yeah, they get on well, I suppose. Toby explains how he's still kind of open to get to know her. This episode was pretty boring, to be fair, until the end. She says that she's happy and open to chat to my man. And once again, Toby says, if me and Arabella were going to work, it would have worked on the outside. So he loves using that lyric of Yeah, I've got history with G. Yeah, I've got history with Arabella. But if it was going to be something serious and going to go somewhere, we wouldn't be playing silly buggers and we wouldn't be here. We'd be together. So, I mean, he makes a fair point and it's a real point, but I just feel like he keeps using that lyric. He just uses that lyric. I think I can see him using that lyric with every single girl he moves to in the future. Oh yeah, I could have had a thing with Molly when I was moving to her, but if it was going to work on the outside, it would have done, you know what I'm saying? But Tom and Georgia speak and you can tell that she is gutted that Tom isn't with her. She 100% would choose Tom over Callum. She'd 100% choose Toby over Callum. And she actually says that to Tom. She says things like who would you have picked? Like really trying to pry. And what I rate about Tom is Tom actually said, if I'm being honest with you, G, I actually know you. So in order for fairness, you know, he basically alluded to the point that he could have actually picked Molly because he doesn't know her. You know, he knows G, he can speak to G, but doesn't know Molly, so he owes it to Molly. And I like that, to be fair, because I'm glad that kind of humbled her a little piece because she really thought that, yeah, Tom would have picked me if given a chance. Like she really loved that thought, loved knowing that, thinking that. She's saying, I fancy you, you look fit, do you fancy me? Like, what? Oh God, like, G, like, you're not really, it's not a good look, man. It just appears that she's really trying to compete with Molly. And the fact that she consciously said, you know, I think you should pull me because I don't really want to pull you and that step onto her. But the reality is she doesn't even like Callum that much. So that's why she feels like she might step on Molly's toes because she's literally following Molly from boy to boy. She openly tells Tom that she's not really feeling Callum like that. When you openly tell the person you're with's competition that you're not really feeling the person you're with, that's you saying, come save me. Come put in the work, come save me. Show me you're interested so I can leave Callum. That's exactly what she's saying. And she's even going to use the whole 16 bodies in 6 months to say that she's put off from Callum. I know she will. She'll use it as an excuse. Lib and Mitch speak now. And this clown had the audacity to say that, you know, he wouldn't want to get to know anyone else 5 minutes ago, just to then be the one that breaks up with her. Now, Liberty, I've got to say, yeah, Libs, of all the times you had to be the one to put him in his place and explore other man and really demonstrate that you've got a lot of self-respect and a lot of shame, she didn't do it. And Mitch was the one that came up to her and eventually said, you know what, I don't really know what I want and I don't think this is salvageable, I just want peace, we're arguing this. I'm thinking, what? The day messy Mitch breaks up with someone, it's a cold day in hell. Hell must have froze over right now, boy. I'm telling you, it's sub-zero in hell right now. It's crazy. He basically had the cheat to say, I'm fed up with being stressed. Wow, Argos Lib. You got Messy Mitch getting buoyed. Sorry, you got Argos Lib getting buoyed by Messy Mitch. And the fact that he even said, yeah, that it feels like a weight lifted off his shoulders. When someone says, yeah, it feels like a weight lifted off your shoulders, you know what that feels like? When you use that definition, that expression, it's like you feel like you can fly. You feel like something's been keeping you down like an anchor, or your wings have been clipped and now you're free. It's like all that relief, you've been harbouring such negative energy. Do you know, when you say a weight has been lifted off man's shoulders, that's how much stress or how much he didn't like Lib but had to free himself from the guilt. Like, bro, honestly, you have to really listen to the verbiage that man's saying that. Anyway, then the next morning comes around, Chris and Sophie speak. Not to mention, sorry, Chris the night before was like, oh yeah, Sophie, I'm not going to stop grafting you. Chris has gone out sad. Like, super sad. And, you know, he's just like, oh, you know, I want to know your love language, but I think I can guess it. It's physical touch. And she's like, I'm quite touchy. I'm quite a touchy-feely person, aren't I? What are the love languages? And it's just like, bro, like, don't get me wrong. Everyone's got different accents. I'm not even telling you that my accent's good. I sound like everyone else. I'm common, you feel me? Like, I'm not posh and all that stuff, but that accent's just dread. Anyway, Chris really likes the girl, innit? And I don't really know like how and why. Like, she's a very pretty girl. I just don't see them two together. Do you know what I'm saying? I see her more with Josh in it. I do. And Sophie and Josh speak directly afterwards, and they're doing up cuddles and physical touch. They're interlocking hands, and she ends up basically. Well, she says later in the episode that we'll get to it. But yeah, they're just speaking, whatever. Callum then grabs G, and like Callum's like grabbing her from behind, giving her a peck on the lips, and like, bro, I'm not gonna lie to you, yeah, G literally froze, bro. Like, she froze. Like, it was like she got stiff when my man's around her neck like this. She's like, her body was like stiff, Like, if you're relaxed, you'd be like, oh, hey, and give him a little kiss on the cheek, or like rub your nails on his hair or something. You know how these girls do that. But she's like froze, like doing that mannequin challenge, like literally just froze up. And this is what I'm saying, like, she doesn't like Callum, innit? It's just a fact. Like, she doesn't like him like that. And she then relays back to Callum what she said to Tom. She's saying, yeah, me and Callum are going well, da 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 da. And what that da 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 meant was the part that she was telling Tom that actually not really feeling Callum like that as much, bro. She was honest about the fact that she doesn't want to step on Molly's toes and she's open to chat to him. But she wasn't, again, she downplayed the fact that she's saying, Tom, I want to talk to you. Like, this is what I want. I want that to happen, but I can't be the one to do it. And I'm thinking, bro, like, this ain't Friend Island anyway. If you want to chat to my man, yeah, then grow a pair of balls or grow a pair of titties and pull him. Do it with your chest. Don't try and orchestrate a way for you to get out of the Callum dynamic, not upset Molly, and get Tom all in one. Don't orchestrate that. You ain't mastermind. You ain't that clever. You know what I'm saying? So don't try and maneuver and manufacture things to work out in your favour. It ain't happening. You pursue Tom and accept the consequences that are going to happen, whether you fall out with Molly or whatever. Arabella and Chris speak, and guys, I'm not going to lie, Chris he's really sour. He's really cold. He's really blunt. I've never seen this version of Chris, but I've seen this version, like what he's doing, the emotion and the negative energy that he's harbouring towards Arabella. I've seen it before in people. I've harboured it myself before in people. He genuinely hates Arabella. Whatever their chemistry was at the start, it was clearly physical. You know, she's a very horny person. She's very sexually confident. He probably had a boner. That's all it was. In fact, no, he did have a hard on. So it was clearly just physical attraction with Arabella. It was the flirtiness. It was the extreme kind of, the sexual energy. But outside of that, now the bubbles burst. He genuinely hates Arabella. Like, Arabella, I felt sorry for her. She's genuinely trying to be mature, trying to communicate. She's saying, Chris, cool, we're over, no problem. She didn't even ask man to apologise for the speech, by the way. He did that on his own at the end. But she just said, listen, I feel like I want to be civil with you. Water under the bridge, just cross it. Let's keep this. Let's be cool with it. My man's just bare cold, like, yeah, water under the bridge. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's cool. Like, I'm not trying to argue. Like, yesterday wasn't arguing. I wasn't telling you. And it's all that petty, passive aggressive. You know when when two people just dislike each other, and it's just petty and passive aggressive. That's exactly what it was. And she tried, at least. You know what I'm saying? She did try, and Chris just weren't really. I don't know. He then apologized for his speech, and then they end up nudging, and it was just awkward. Like, it was just awkward. Like. And it's just, I think Chris is just sour because, bro, when Arabella came in, I think they were even on the same season. I don't think they were together, but they were on the same season. Arabella said, we've never met before. And he's like, yeah, no, I've definitely met you before. I've definitely met you. He's just trying to get back. He's sour because she doesn't even know who he is. That's what Chris's whole game was, get back. Chris thought about it. He said, what? You don't remember me? Cool, I'll make sure you remember me, bitch. Yeah. You don't remember men like Chris? All right, say nothing. Yeah, we met 14 times, but it's all right. You don't remember me? Cool. Say no more. Hatched the whole plan just to beef her in this season of Love Island. Either way, Truth or Dare comes around, and I'm gonna get through that. I'm just gonna go through the main one. So Josh dares Tyler to kiss Kaz, and she just stands there with her hands on her hips, like, I mean, whatever. Josh dances on Sophie. Not much to report there. I think my man Josh, he's got an OnlyFans page, so I think my man don't mind swinging his dick around. So Georgia H kisses Mitch and Chris for the two people she's actually most attracted to. Mitch. God damn it. She says, it's a bit awkward, like, it's just purely physical attraction. I wouldn't pursue it because of libs and all this bollocks. I mean, I don't know why. It's not even like they were together. It's literally, what history do Liberty and Mitch have for you not to pursue Mitch because of lib? Anton kisses Arabella as someone who's would be disloyal or something like that. And I think, I'll be honest with you guys, I think Arabella is an easy target. We all know that she sexualizes herself quite a lot. We all know that as soon as Chris pied her off, she started to sexualize, like, get sexual with Josh. So that's I think Nicole said it in her video yesterday or the day before. That's like a default reaction for her. That's her knee-jerk reaction, is to resort to, tapping into her sexuality. So I think it's an easy target to pick Arabella as the one that's the most disloyal, because she's the most she's got the biggest sexual appetite in there, clearly, or by the looks of it, and this, that, and the other. So I think it's unfair for her to be the punching bag, but it is what it is. Because the Chris one is not so bad because they've literally beefed, so it makes sense for Chris to call her out, but we'll get to that. They ask Sophie who would she have coupled up with, and she honestly says Josh. And Chris, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. his countdown, he's ticking. His countdown's ticking still. Yeah, that was a heartbreaker. I literally heard his heart shatter into a million pieces when she said that. I thought, ooh, that's not good, man. It's not looking good, bruv. Josh is honest, and he says, I think I missed a bit where he says who his best Islander is, but he says his worst Islander is Messy Mitch. I rate Josh for that, man. He's a straight talker. He gave his real reasons. He said, I think he lies sometimes. He does this sometimes, and he tried to project his bullshit on me last night because I laughed or something like that. And I was like, yeah, respect. And then you got Mitch the clown sitting there. He hates it, but he's sitting there saying, yeah, I think it's easier for me. I'm not the punching bag and I can take it because I don't really care what people say when it's something negative and all this stuff. And I'm like, bro, you are number one, soft, sensitive. You are a sweet, soft, supple vajayjay. You're that sweet, nice, pink punani, bro. You're soft and moist. As in, you care so much, you have to respond. You can't not respond. It's like a burning desire to not get mugged off. Chris snogs Arabella as the biggest game player. That's it, game player. And if I'm being honest, that was it. Again, it was an easy option, but I don't think Arabella should have been so like sensitive about it. She's like, oh, we just made up, Chris. So I don't understand why. Who else is he gonna pick? You just beefed. Yeah, you just made up, but you only make up if you fall out. So you fell out. So it makes sense for him to say, oh, you know what? The biggest game player is Arabella. It's obviously going to be you. So just be like, cool, yeah, we just beefed. Fair enough, no problem. But she's like, oh, we're going to chat about that. And he's like, well, we don't really need to chat about that. It's a game. So I do actually agree with Chris on that point, even though the way he delivers it is from a person that genuinely despises Arabella, bro. Like, I'm telling you. Toby and G and Tom have a three-way kiss. And you see this Tom guy, I promise you. I know it's a certain demographic of people. They're very comfortable with their fellow boys, you know what I'm saying? And they jump in the bath together and they do all this stuff that other demographics wouldn't do in it. I remember in Tom's season, like he jumped in the bath naked with my man, Lord Farquaad and Fruity Will. They all jump in the bath together, I think, and they all like naked together and they're comfortable like that, you know what I'm saying? The reason I say all that is because when they went for this three-way kiss, Tom immediately stick his tongue in Toby and G's mouth. And Toby like pulls back like, oh, it's a bit mad. And Tom goes, oh, like, come on. Like, what is this? Like, be a man, innit? Like, grow up a little bit. That's what Tom was basically saying with his body language. Oh, come on. Let's grow up a little bit. Let's just, it's okay to kiss, man. You get it? It's okay for me to stick my tongue in it. Come on. And I'm with Toby on that one, bro. Like, I'm not kissing you, bro. You know them ones there? Like, it's not like I'm not a toxic, it's ain't toxic masculinity. It's just, I'm not, like, I don't do man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what are we doing here? Anyway, the episode ends with Callum's truth, and I think it was like, oh yeah, who would you couple up with or something like that. And he's like, yo, give me something brutal, give me something better than that. And I said to myself, you know what, Callum? Respect, yeah, respect. If you want something hard, cool. But then Anton says to himself, all right, then he's like, you think you're bad, you think you're big man, you think you're bad, yeah, cool. How many girls have you pressed since Molly? See, listen, you have to ask in this life. You have to ask. If you do not ask, you do not receive. He asked for a bigger and deeper and harder question. And by golly, did he get it? So he basically says, yeah, I've slept with 16 girls in 6 months. Guys, if I'm being honest, yeah, it's hilarious because I watched Sarah's video, I watched Nicole's video, I watched the reaction of all the people in the villa. Listen, I think that's absolutely minor, innit? Like, as in, that's absolutely minor. What's that, three girls a month-ish? 3 girls a month. As in, I've done the same numbers as him in a lot less time. Like, when I say a lot less time, I mean a lot less time. It's not something I'm proud of. It's just, you know, that's part of my, again, this isn't about Love Island, but this is about other content stuff. But, you know, part of who I am, my addiction to certain substances and whatnot. Women has been that for me as well. It wouldn't be uncommon for me to have 3 different girls in 3 days, you know what I'm saying? Or that's not something that I'm trying to boast about, innit? That's not the person that I am and the person that I want to be. But that's what I've done, innit? So 16 bodies in 6 months. It's chump change, bro. Absolute chump change. But the reaction from everyone, including my fellow content creators, was like, shit, that's like a lot. That's a lot. So it's got me really thinking, like reflecting on my life. Like, Callum, you've actually been moving mad. Just so many damn girls. Couldn't even tell you their names. Anyway, fucking let me know your thoughts, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.